Hi, I'm Michael Sansolo, and welcome to Shopping with Michael. We're always looking for products that make us feel healthier and look younger. We want to ward off or even just minimize those dreaded signs of aging. There's no end to the skincare products out there that promise to help. But we're learning that remedies are not just meant to be used on the outside, but on the inside as well. Adequate nutrition, a good diet, and exercise are all important in our battle against Father Time. We'll be right back with an expert with the latest news from the anti-aging front and a focus on wellness and skincare.
Billy works in a supermarket. He helps stock the shelves. One day, Billy figures out that there are 120,000 different items in a big modern supermarket. When he divided the number of items he usually stocks in a day into the total number of items in the store, he realized that it would take him nearly 4 years to get the job done. Of course, Billy is only responsible for the store brands, so his job is easier. There are thousands of store brand foods, beverages, snacks, health and beauty, kitchen and household products. Each store brand with quality comparable to the national brands, but less expensive. Billy smiled. Restocking store brands is a lot easier.
Welcome back. Take a good look at your favorite store. It's not the skincare aisle that you remember from the past. Today's products are ingredient-driven, but not with the typical substances that have propelled the department as we used to see. Formulas now contain superfood ingredients like matcha, turmeric, or kale, as well as such natural additions as charcoal, honey, or mint. These ingredients, as well as new forms of delivery and application, are making skincare more interesting than ever. To talk about that, it's my pleasure to introduce Ina Toppler, a well-known expert on skincare. Ina is a certified clinical nutritionist practicing a functional medicine approach to health. She's the founder of Complete Nutrition and Wellness, an integrative nutrition practice, and she's the host of Health Mysteries Solved, a podcast that sounds really interesting, Ina. She's been featured in such publications as Fitness, Elle, and the New York Times, and Ina has helped thousands of patients get to the root of their underlying health issues. With respect to a good skin regimen, she first addresses factors like a patient's food reactions, digestive imbalances, vitamin and mineral deficiencies, and toxic burden. Welcome, Ina. Let's talk about skincare and the regimens we have to do. What do we start with?
So the approach really is very multifaceted. So you want to look at it externally, but also internally. But when we look at it from the external side, you want to make sure that you're moisturizing your skin. That's very important because as we get older, our skin loses water. And then we also want to make sure that we're putting the proper oils in so we have the good fats and that we have antioxidants. Do you know what antioxidants are, Michael?
They're like the kind of things in blueberries and blackberries.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. So antioxidants protect your cells, and free radicals are things that can actually damage and destroy your cells. So that's why we want to have more antioxidants, less free radicals. So a lot of the newer products on the market have ingredients, these antioxidants are micronized. So that means that they're broken up into really, really small particles so that they can actually absorb and get in through the pores into your skin.
Wow. What should we all be doing? Now, you talk about moisturizing.
So you definitely want to wear sunscreen. That's really important. So that's number one.
Okay, sunscreen.
Yeah, you don't have to, a lot of people think they need sunscreen all the time. Obviously, if you're using a moisturizer at night before going to bed, you're not going to be exposed to the sun, so you don't need to do that. But during the day, you really want to wear sunscreen. And then with the moisturizer, whether you're a man or a woman, moisturizer is just as important. It's still the same skin. So you could set an alarm and just say, okay, every time it's 8 a.m. or right after I wash my face, I'm going to put this moisturizer on. You just have to get into that routine.
All right, now I know when I go into a store these days, drugstore or supermarket, mass merchant, whatever it is, the skincare aisle has gotten gigantic. There's all kinds of products. We have some here, because I gotta be honest, I don't really understand what they all do, so I need you to walk me through this. For instance, we've got a set here, it's different kinds of creams. There's a day cream, there's a night cream. What would be different of day and night?
That's a great question. So during the day, we're out, right? We're working, we're talking to people, we might be working in a city, so we're exposed to pollution. We're exposed to a lot of the different toxins that are in the air. So the day cream actually helps to protect you against these outside factors from the environment. Whereas the night cream, typically at night, if we're sleeping, we're in a clean environment. So we don't need so much protection, but we need a lot more moisture. And while you're sleeping, your skin is actually doing a lot of its recovery. So you really want to have a lot of those good ingredients while you're sleeping. So it works while you sleep.
So what my mom used to do, putting cold cream on it, and that actually made a lot of sense back in the day.
It did,
my mom still has good skin. All right, this item here is really interesting because it's supposed to take care of lines. And again, you're younger than me, you have lovely skin.
Oh, thank you.
Anything that would help with lines at this point would be good for me. What does something like this do? Because this is actually positioned as a replacement for doing Botox. Not that I'm thinking of doing Botox, but do these products actually work? Will they actually take care of some of these lines in my face?
They do. I mean, what they do is they plump your skin. So it first gives you the appearance, right, that everything is plumper so you can't see the wrinkles so much. But it also works from the inside where there's specific ingredients like antioxidants and different collagen peptides. Collagen is what your skin is made up of. So it helps to actually build that and it supports the skin. So it kind of works both ways. It makes it appear better and it works from the inside to heal it as well.
I know nothing about this stuff. I don't even know enough to be dangerous. Is light therapy. And apparently it's supposed to flip on and I'm supposed to put it near my skin. What is something like this doing to my face, to my skin? Why is this supposed to work?
So this is LED light therapy. And so it has, and you could see the colors here. We have red, we have blue, we have yellow and white. And those are very healing lights. And what it does is it helps to reduce inflammation in your skin. So the light actually stimulates the collagen production. And so it reduces inflammation and it helps your skin to recirculate faster.
Okay, sounds very interesting. I'll have to give it a try. Who knows? The folks who watch me on camera may actually see a difference. But let's be honest, it's not just external skincare that contributes to anti-aging. Nutrition plays a huge role as well. We'll be back shortly with Ina to tell us more about how what we eat can affect how we look on the outside.
Rich people know all about quality. They spend lots of money to get it. But you don't have to be rich to get the quality you want in your everyday shopping. That's because store brands from your favorite supermarket, drug chain, or mass merchandiser give you comparable ingredients, taste, and performance at prices that beat the national brands all the time. Of course, you have to be a smart shopper. Try the store brands. Use them at home, compare products and results. And of course, enjoy the savings. Maybe that's why so many rich people buy store brands too. Store brands, the smart way to get quality.
Welcome back. Increasingly, we believe that beautiful glowing skin starts with how we eat, and anti-aging foods can help with that and more. Ina, what kind of advice do you give in respect to the foods and beverages that we folks are eating? How do we get that healthier diet so we feel healthier and, of course, we look healthier?
Of course, and a lot of it really starts from within. So we were just talking about the importance of looking at skin from the outside, and that is important, but what we do on the inside is just as important.
It's reflected in our outside,
Exactly, exactly. So there's a couple of different things that we want to be aware of. First, and especially for anti-aging, we want to make sure that we have enough antioxidants. So we had chatted about having antioxidant ingredients in skincare. We also want to make sure we're consuming those antioxidants.
And I would assume we're talking about our blueberries and blackberries here.
Exactly.
Both rich in antioxidants.
Yes, and also pomegranates. Those are delicious. It's a great snack. Really high in antioxidants, and raspberries are really high in antioxidants as well.
I didn't realize raspberries and pomegranate. I thought it was the darker fruits that had more of it.
Nope, they all do. All the berries are very high in antioxidants. And raspberries, another thing that a lot of people don't realize about raspberries is raspberries are very high in fiber. So fiber is really important for our digestion. We want to make sure that we're moving things well and eliminating things. And so you're getting vitamin C and fiber.
Well, wonderful. Now, you have a whole range of beautiful products out here. The first thing that would strike anyone is we've got a lot of colors here.
Yes.
What's with all the colors?
So we have to make sure that we have the proper balance of vitamins and minerals. Those are really important so that we stay healthy and to help with anti-aging and to prevent disease. And typically, the best way to get all the different vitamins and minerals is to eat the rainbow. It's something that, it's a term that we've heard before, but really it means exactly what it says. You're eating all the different colors. And, each of the colors provides a different type of vitamin and mineral and a different type of nutrient. So it's very, very important.
All right, let's start with your peppers, because obviously we have red and we have yellow here. what would be the differences that I would benefit? What are the vitamin differences between the red and the yellow pepper?
So the red pepper is going to have more vitamin C. The yellow pepper is going to have more vitamin E in it. Both are antioxidants. Broccoli, for example, that has vitamin C, but it's also really rich in calcium.
Yes.
That's important for our bones. And for those that are vegetarians and don't eat meat or don't drink milk, the broccoli is really, really helpful.
And purple, which, and now purple we have with the antioxidants. So even an eggplant will give us some of those antioxidants? How fabulous.
Yes.
All right, Ina, I understand the rainbow, but we also have nuts and salmon. Obviously, they're not fruits. Well, the nuts could be arguable, but why are they on the table here?
So those are really important because they are high in what we call omega-3s. So omega-3s, and the two main ingredients of that is EPA and DHA. They are essential fatty acids. So those are really important for our health. They're anti-inflammatory. They're great for our brain. Our brain is actually mostly fat. And they're also great for our skin because that's how we have to get the moisture from the inside into our skin.
A couple of other items we have out here I want to talk about. We've got some supplements, some basic vitamins. We have, I think, C and E here. Is that because we're all tending to run a little low on C and E?
Yeah, so those are antioxidants, and they're actually one of the more common antioxidants. And when we're under stress and where we're just doing our daily activities, and people don't think about it, but even just walking to work or when we're eating and digesting our food, it's sort of like running a car, right? There's this sort of natural process that happens, and it's like there's that exhaust. And so we're actually using our antioxidants for daily activities. So we want to make sure we replenish. So if for some reason we're not able to eat all of these things, then we want to make sure that we get it in through supplements, and vitamin C and E is very good.
All right, and the other item I have to ask about, because we have some frozen berries here, and a lot of people believe that, somehow because it's frozen, it won't be as healthy. That's actually quite wrong, isn't it?
It is. It's a really, really common misconception. So what happens is when we have fresh fruits and vegetables, they're wonderful, but oftentimes, especially if it's out of season, by the time they get from wherever they're grown to the store, that might take 3 weeks. And then the store is going to take a couple of days to put them out. And by the time you purchase it and bring it home, it might be 4 to even 5 weeks after it's been picked.
And it's been
So
degrading.
it's losing all of those nutrients. Meanwhile, yes, it is true that the freezing process is going to create a little bit of a deficiency in the nutrients. But when they're picked, they're frozen instantly, and they're picked right at their peak. And so this way, even though you're losing a little bit in the freezing, it's actually the same thing and maybe even better. And typically, too, depending on where you live, if the fruit isn't in season, it's really not as good for you. You want to try to eat in season. So frozen is great in the winter. There's no preservatives. There's nothing there. It's just they pick the fruit, they freeze it, that's it. And it's flash frozen, so it's frozen very quickly, so it retains the taste. I also like to use frozen fruit for smoothies. That's actually one of my favorite snacks for breakfast. So what you can do is you could take whatever frozen fruit you like. So you could do berries. I also like peaches a lot. And then what you can do is you can blend that with a good quality protein powder. You can add some avocado. We don't have avocado on display, but that's another good fat. That's an omega-9. You can use walnuts in there for omega-3s, and then you can use milk, or you can use water, or you can use a nut milk if someone is allergic or sensitive to dairy. And it's delicious. It's really balanced.
I want to go back on something you just said, because I think it's real important, because avocados have fats.
Yes.
But we all associate fat with bad. But not all fats are equally bad.
Correct.
Some fats are actually good for our body, aren't they?
Correct. So the omega-3s that we talked about, and also the omega-9s like avocados and other nuts, and oils like olive oil, macadamia nut oil, those are really, really, really good for us. So fat doesn't make us fat. That's definitely a misconception. We actually need fat to burn fat. So there's a certain amount of fat that you need. Now there's also fats that are not as good. So those are things that are trans fats. Those are things like hydrogenated fats. So
But that has been taken out of a lot of products in the last few years,
it
because
has,
people
but
have become aware of the problems
yes,
with trans fats.
Correct. But you know what? You do still have to read labels because they're still found in certain things. And then obviously, foods that are fried, we all like our French fries once in a while, but we know that fried foods are not as good for us. So
But let's be honest, we're looking here at these foods, and this is really tempting because the colors are so vivid, and I just want to go in and have a handful of berries at this point. All right, Ina, this is some great hints on how to eat. Now, one of the things, and I hear this in my gym all the time, is we're not drinking enough water. How important is that to us?
It is very important, and especially for our skin. We talked earlier that our skin often loses water and becomes dehydrated, and our whole body can become dehydrated. We are 70% water. So we have to make sure that we put it back. So what I recommend is take your weight, divide it by half, and you want to drink half your weight in ounces.
Wow,
Yep.
okay. Then I got to do some high-level math. All right, to sum this up, because you've talked about a lot of these different aspects, are there any other foods, beverages, vitamins that you would say more of, less of?
Sure. So, more of what we were saying, the antioxidants, the omega-3s in a different colors, and then less of, we want to be mindful about caffeine. I know we all like our coffee and it helps us in the morning, and a little bit of it is okay. But if you're having more than 2 cups of coffee a day, that's going to have an effect on your adrenal glands. It can also be really dehydrating. And I tell people, if you have coffee, you need to drink 1 extra glass of water for every coffee that you have, in addition to the amount of water that you have to drink for the day.
Wow. And I know a lot of these fruits and vegetables have natural sugars in them, because another problem we Americans have is we eat a lot of sugar in the course of our day. How do we manage that better?
So sugar is not great for us. I mean, unfortunately, that's just the truth. We don't want to hear it, but that's the truth. So we do want to try to minimize some of the processed sugars. But the wonderful thing is that natural sugars are okay. So the fruits, they have natural sugar, so they taste sweet. So having more of those can actually help you with the cravings for some of the processed stuff.
And of course, the way the world is today, we hear about people having different dietary issues, people giving up dairy, giving up gluten, giving up all these different things. Are there some that you tell people to really be on the lookout for that they might be feeling in their system and not be aware of?
So you want to really pay attention to your body. I think so many of us go through our day and we have certain symptoms. We may feel gassy or bloated, maybe feel a little bit tired, and we don't really pay attention or think about it. So oftentimes after you eat a food, a couple of hours later, if you notice something, it's probably that food. A lot of people that I see have issues with dairy, and of course there are benefits to dairy. I don't want to say anything negative about it, but in addition to just lactose intolerant, people can also have sensitivities to the different proteins in dairy, so the whey and the casein, and they can actually find that they can break out from it. They sometimes get headaches from dairy. They may have digestive discomfort. And a lot of what goes on in your digestion is so important for anti-aging, because that's where you digest everything. That's where you process all the nutrients and absorb it. So if your digestion is not working 100%, your skin's going to reflect that. What happens in the gut affects everything in the body.
It is incredible. So basically what we have to do is be a lot more mindful about our bodies, with what we're eating, with how we're feeling, and don't ignore things, because we might pick up on little clues that might help lead us to a better diet and feeling a whole lot better.
Exactly.
The other point I think we have to talk about, Ina, is we talk about how we look healthier, how we age slower, which is what we're looking to do, is there's factors that go beyond the creams we put on. It goes beyond the foods we eat. It's in our lifestyle. What other things should we be trying to do in our lives to live a healthier life and healthier, happier, and just better?
It's a great question. So exercise is very, very important. And I always tell people that we want to make sure we're moving our body, but at the same time, we want to be mindful not to overdo it. Sometimes people start and they do too much and then they get very sore and they don't feel well, and that can give certain health issues. You also have to keep in mind that if you exercise too much, and when I say too much, it's when you're doing something and then you're exhausted after, right? It's too much stress on your body, and that actually produces free radicals, which we're going to need more antioxidants for. So you want to exercise, but you want to do it to the point where you're comfortable and it makes you feel good, and don't go the other way. So that's number 1. Sleep is number 2.
Yeah.
So sleep is really important, and we all hear 8 hours a day. And it's true. We need 8 hours of sleep a day. Yes, you may feel okay with 6 or 7, but 8 is really, really important. This is the time that your body rests, but this is also the time your body detoxifies. So we're exposed to so many toxins, and even when we eat the cleanest foods and do all the right stuff, unfortunately, there's just toxins in our environment, right? It's in the air, it's in the water, there's pollution. We can't do anything about that. And, we don't want to live in a bubble, right? We have to live and operate in society. So we want to make sure that we get good sleep, so that then our body can detoxify. That's actually when your liver's working during the night.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
And again, I want to thank you for this. It's been such an interesting session. I want you to know, just being with you, I'm feeling healthier already. I don't know if my skin looks any better. But as we've talked today, there are things that we can do to the exterior, to our skin, with moisturizers, with ways to make our skin healthier and to prevent all those signs of aging, the wrinkles, the lines, all those things we don't want to see. But a lot of it is coming from the inside, how we eat. So again, Ina took us through a lot of different products, whether they be certain fruits or vegetables that are heavy in antioxidants, or whether they're loaded with omega-3s, on the different colors of the rainbow. So many different things that we can eat to live a healthier life and maybe push off aging just a little. Ina, thank you so much. This has been so educational. You know, the saying goes that Father Time is undefeated, but that doesn't mean we have to quit fighting. Perceptions, attitudes, and behaviors related to aging have changed. While past generations adopted a more passive view, people are now taking a very active, complex, and deliberate approach to anti-aging. Beauty is becoming an ageless concept. We're adopting a more holistic approach, no longer associated with just image and fashion. It's now more about lifestyle and the way we feel about ourselves. So feeling very healthy today, this is Michael Sansolo, and we'll see you next time on Shopping with Michael.